What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is DJ Mystery from Frankfurt, Germany, coming at you with the reaction video to contestant number 11 to the Rock Raider Challenge using the track The Unassisted, and brought to you by Mr. Brawlic Arm Rob Swift. We got DJ Mel showing his skills, and of course we're going to first look at his setup, then we're going to go through the comments and the points that he received, and I'm going to give my reaction to everything he does. So, oh nice, he's using Stanton record players or Stanton turntables. This, I'm not sure which one that is, but this looks like a Stanton ST150. It's not the straight 150 because it doesn't have the straight tone arm. He's using Phase, I can see that, and his mixer seems to me like a DJ MS9. Seems to be he's a fan of the Celtics, otherwise he wouldn't have put that there. Nice chair, man, and that looks really comfy. And I totally dig your level, like it's a little, and I totally dig the angle of your camera, so it's a little coming like from the top, looking at you and looking at your record players, looking at you and looking at your turntables from the top. I totally like that because this gives us access to his whole set. We can see everything, we can comment on everything. Let's check it out. Doing doubles and fills. Okay, it's not like 100% clean. Yeah, there he was pulling the racket back a little bit too far. Breakdown pattern. Oh, I like the double ups. The ha ha ha. Seems like he's laughing at his competition. Everybody's using that line. Nice. That's my favorite part. Cause I've been coming up these last years. Using effects, I guess. Nice. I dig that. Wow. Nice. And using some samples for the outro. Nice. Great, man. Great routine. Let's look at what the judges had to say for this. DJ Mel got a total score of 31. And interestingly, like he got 3.5 on almost everything apart from presentation by Mr. B. He gave 3 points here. Let's check out what Rob Swift had to say. During the early portion of this routine, the thing that struck me the most was Mel's scratches seem a bit rushed. Yeah, sometimes that happens if you get a little nervous in the beginning, and like the more you get into the routine, your adrenaline drops down. It's as if he couldn't control his adrenaline. Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. You get nervous in the beginning, of course, that happens. I say that because his scratches sounded a little split second ahead of the drum beat from Unassisted. That's what was my first impression also. On this particular song, Mel's got to slow down a tad and stay in the pocket towards the end of his routine. His scratches actually start to fall in the pocket of the drums better though. Yeah, that's if you notice that by yourself, you have the chance of changing that. And my best advice for you is to, what's up with my hair? That's sometimes that happens. if you notice that by yourself, that's good. And a good way to be able to notice that you were not 100% clear is to record yourself, take a pause, and look at your recording. Because then you will notice that your scratches are not always 100% on beat. And that's the only way that you can get out of that and change that. Sometimes you gotta hold back, and it's difficult because your adrenaline wants you to spurt, wants you to run, but sometimes you just gotta catch the rhythm. All of that said, he makes up for rushing his cuts during his first juggle pattern in the middle of his All of that said, he makes up for rushing his cuts during the first pattern 9. All of that said, he makes up for rushing his cuts during the first juggle pattern in the middle of the round. He makes an effort to articulate his juggle moves beyond the basics and adds enough extraness to keep me engaged. Good job. Yep, I felt that too. In the beginning it was a little rushed, and then there was sort of a change in the patterns, and then he came back with some awesome chase routine. Give me respect, give me respect, give me respect, give me respect, give me respect. Oh, you got respect, man. Give me respect, cause I've been coming up these last years. Say these notes. Yeah, those scratches are on point. Yeah. That's a part that I meant. Like, you have a break, changes from what what Mike C called real-time versus breakdown patterns. So in real-time patterns, the speed of the song stays the same, and in breakdown patterns, you double up, or and in breakdown patterns, you slow the whole track down just by like breaking the patterns down. All right, coming to Mr. C, also gave 3.5 on all the categories. Mel has definitely got the right idea when it comes to making beats manually on the tables. However, one thing I noticed about a lot of Army students, including Mel, is that in order to start using a different section of the song, they'll too often depend on hitting a button to reset with a new cue point. Yeah, that is true. I mean, it's easy. It's easy just to align the record that is not playing to the 12 o'clock position and then hitting the cue point and getting to where you wanted to go anyways. Sometimes it's a great idea to prepare the track, for example, in any kind of, like, maybe a program like Audacity, where you can cut up the track and then rearrange it in a way that you want it to have. And good advice here is to make a metronome track, or like a beat track, where like you have beats all the time when the marker hits 12 o'clock. So you have one round and you have one beat, and the record turns another round and you have another beat, so that when you lay the track above that on a different level, like a different audio track, stereo track, you can always position the next part that you want to juggle at the 12 o'clock marking. That might be a good hint to avoid the cue points. In my routine, I put little stickers at two different points, two different parts of the record. One is a bigger one and one is a smaller one. And with that, I was able to line up my pattern, or line up my records at different parts of the song. Mike C says, suggest watching Babu's Blind Alley to see how many different release points he uses without the luxury of cue points, and how it helps the routine to flow from one part to the other. That is absolutely true. Like, you gotta watch Babu's Blind Alley routine. And there's also a guy who explains how the routine works. I'm gonna put both links into the description of this video, so that you can first look at Babu's original Blind Alley routine, and then look at the video where the guy explains how it works, how the routine works. The guy who explains the routine, of course, is using a digital vinyl system, but he only cues up his cue points once and then explains where the other cue points are. Okay, Mr. B gave DJ Mel 10 points, technicality 3.5, presentation 3, and originality 3.5. I felt you got busy during the set. There was a lot of movement, and I like that you were changing up patterns from real time to breakdowns. Yeah, that's what I meant earlier. Real time is you have the same speed throughout the pattern. Breakdowns is you slow the whole track down. I also like that you worked through different parts of the record and utilizing the sounds in the beat. Yep, that's what I think DJ Tyson or DJ Backbeat did. We're going to come to those later. Sometimes it's a great idea not to use like the first part of the record, as I did. Sometimes you just got to dig through the whole record and find different parts to make it more interesting to listen to your juggling routine. Consider using space and time to build up anticipation. I think even 1 or 2 quick second silent moves will give the juggle another element without even juggling. I'm not sure what you mean, Mr. B, by 1 or 2 quick second silent movements. Maybe you can explain this in the comments down below, or maybe even you can make a video on what you mean by that. Consider before you do another breakdown in the future. All right, so 31 points for DJ Mel. I think it was a great routine, good energy, good patterns, good usage of patterns, good usage of scratching in the patterns. So I totally like that. And yeah, thanks for having another totally different approach to the rock railer. Thanks for having another totally different approach to the Rock Raider Challenge using the track The Unassisted. My name is DJ Vincent. My name is DJ Mystery from Frankfurt, Germany. Stay healthy, keep on juggling, and practice, practice, practice. Peace, y'all. See you in the next video.